The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. Who is this justice system built for? The courts and all the systems that were handed over or imposed on the African. Who actually were these systems meant for? Is it for us as Africans? Or for the same oppressor to continue to be oppressing the African in a way that will suit him? We have a freedom fighter, Kemi Seba, who has been arrested in South Africa, according to what is alleging that he was involved in the coup plot that happened in Benin Republic. We woke up one day and heard that there was a coup plot in Benin Republic. Some group of people decided that Patrice Talon wasn't doing the best thing for them. So for that matter, the army, we saw all that happen to the point that Nigeria decided to leave the Boko Haram activities that are warring them in Nigeria. And people didn't even know that the Nigerian army had a jet. They flown there and then rescued the operation to make sure that they continue to keep democracy. And then we heard the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, saying that he called and gave out intelligence to the Nigerian government to make sure that they thwart the coup. Unfortunately, on their part, the coup was thwarted successfully. Now they claim that Kemi Seba was part of the plotters, so he was arrested in South Africa. Today, things are happening in South Africa because we have Julius Malema sentenced to 5 years in prison, and then Kemi has also been arrested in South Africa based on allegation. And people claim that there was an audio of him as to how to overthrow Patrice Talon. When it comes to the African fighting for justice, these laws, regulations, and every institution given to us by the oppressor is very quick, very active. But when it is the other way around, like we see what they are doing, destroying our vegetation, carrying the resources out of the continent day in, day out, our water bodies destroying, that their laws and regulations are silent. It doesn't fight for the African. They always try to make sure they silence our leaders who are fighting for the freedom of the continent.
Who knows a man by the name of Kemi Seba? He is a prominent Pan-Africanist, right? An outspoken critic. He is an outspoken critic of French influence, especially the hold that France has had historically over Africa. This week, Kemi Seba was actually arrested. Where? You're probably thinking he got arrested in Benin because that's where he's from originally. He's from Benin. Or maybe he got arrested in somewhere like an Ivory Coast because that's another country where he's not technically allowed in. He got arrested in none other than South Africa, Pretoria to be exact. Just to let you guys know some details about the arrest. So Kemi Seba was actually arrested in Pretoria, apparently with his son walking along a shopping mall. The charges, according to the South African police, are conspiracy to commit a crime and contravention of the Immigration Act. Authorities apparently are saying, the South African authorities are saying that he was attempting to enter Zimbabwe, then from Zimbabwe to travel back to Europe. I would say the primary reason is because of the international arrest that Benin made. If you guys remember, Benin want Kemi Seba. He is wanted for inciting rebellion after he publicly supported a failed coup attempt in Benin. If you guys remember that. Patrice Talon, the president of Benin, there was a coup d'etat, a failed coup d'etat against him. And apparently Kemi Seba was on the side of those who committed that act. So as a result, Benin want him. The international arrest is still happening, and it looks like Kemi Seba is currently in court at this very moment in time. This is going viral in my opinion because Kemi Seba, if you guys know who he is, he's like the Umar Johnson of France, like very eloquent, very, very well spoken. Yeah, that reminds me, in Senegal, he actually burnt the franc CFA, so that got him expelled from Senegal. So he lifted the franc CFA note and he actually set fire. He set the note ablaze. So that really ticked off the authorities as well in Senegal, West Africa. Apparently, extradition proceedings have already been launched, and he appeared today in court, April 16th, and he is due to remain in custody until his next hearing, which is in about 4 days' time, April the 20th. This is a message that goes out to the Pan-African world, though. Kemi Seba, the man who literally burnt Sifa notes on camera, has just been picked up by the cops in a Pretoria shopping mall. So yeah, guys, let me know your opinion. Let me know your thoughts. What do you guys think is going to happen next? Is he going to get sentenced? Is he going to go down and stay in prison in South Africa, or go to a prison in Benin? Or do you think that his lawyer will be able to get him out of the situation?
A very famous Beninese activist and, of course, Pan-Africanist who's been very critical to France and, of course, Benin has been arrested in South Africa. His name, Kemi Seba, that is his alias name is Kemi Seba, but his real name is actually Gilles Robert Capochichi. So he was arrested in Pretoria Mall and with his son, with an accomplice who was helping him traverse through Limpopo River to Zimbabwe. So he was taken to court, and of course his case has been postponed until 20th April. Now, what do we know about Kemi himself? One, he's anti-French, of course. He opposes, or he talks negative of countries that really support France and those that France has good relationship, especially in Africa. Well, we know the Francophone issue with the French, and of course the issues that have been ongoing there that we've been talking about over years. So he's been very critical about these governments. One second thing is that he also supported the recent, rebellion in Benin, whereby we also had something like a coup, and of course he's been wanted man in Benin. So we are not sure what are the charges that is going to be leveled against him, but again, he's someone who is of interest to some of these foreign nations, that is Benin and France. So he was actually in his way to Europe, and the question that begs answers is which country was he headed to? Because I'm sure that if you step in Europe and you're wanted in one of the countries and you're arrested, of course, is that extradition whereby you can easily be taken into another country whereby the charges are still valid on you. So South Africa is really did something that, of course, some of us who are Pan-Africanists will have to condemn it. Of course, you can't be arresting someone who is Pan-Africanist, who just criticizes France, who criticizes the government about bad leadership in his own country. So that's it.
This has been what they have been doing for a very long time. They always make sure they use the systems to silence the leaders that are fighting for the true freedom of the African. What they fear most is an African who has a voice talking about unity, bringing or educating the black. Like one time Captain Ibrahim Traore said, even when you come to social media, you see the kind of content that they push. That when it comes to singing and dancing, things that they know wouldn't bring anything good to us, these contents always go far than the ones that are talking about the unification of the African. Captain Ibrahim Traore went ahead to tell us that when you even go to these people for a project that is meaningful, they will never back you. But when you go there with your singing and dancing or anything that is not changing the mentality of the African, they are quick in sponsoring. So these people are in the continent in the name of helping you, the African, but they are not ever here for us because they don't ever want the African to regain his or her consciousness. His or her consciousness. So any leader or anybody in Africa trying to bring the African together becomes a target. You become a threat to them. So they have to do everything possible to paint you dark. We are in a technological world. Anybody at all can just take your voice and mimic it. Even AI can do that perfectly for us. So for now, we can tell for sure that if Kemi Seba was actually involved in whatever allegation labeled against him. We need to understand as Africans that in this struggle, if we ourselves do not believe in ourselves, we'll continue to fall victims. Because for a very long time, this has been the narrative they create for the African. Anytime we see our leaders doing something good for us, they find means and ways to take them out and always keep the ones who will come and be singing the songs of these people, making sure that the African resources are living. These are the people they praise and project them to you, so that you, the African, will tend to focus much on the people who are rather causing your downfall. We need to wake up as Africans. We really need to wake up. The systems that these people left behind are never there for you and I. A lot of us still have problems understanding how things are structured. We believe that everything of theirs is the perfect and the standard way of doing things. And that is why Africa, we are still where we are. Until we start believing and creating our own narrative, we'll continue to be pawns. We'll continue to remain slaves. We need to be very vocal and to protect our own. The leaders that we have in the democratic elected, none of them is working for the interests of the African. They are always thinking about their interests and what they will make out of the situation. And that is why these leaders are not targeted by these people. There's no leader in Africa that will be doing something good for us that will ever see these people live to go scot-free. No. Like one time Professor Nawal said, that these people are always scared when you talk about bringing people together, that they can allow you to do any other thing. But the moment it is about educating people to regain themselves, you become a threat to them. And that is what democracy is actually for, to make people become aware of themselves, and not this one that they've given to us in the name of what? Controlling you. We must wake up and we must fight united. This is the time. We have every right to rise up and resist a leader that we think isn't doing right for us, and not what other people think that is right for the African. And until we do that, other people will continue to be seeing the African this way, and will continue to be treating us this way, and will continue to remain at the mercy of other people. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we'll make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world, in Africa, Southern Africa, and in South Africa.